And welcome inside the Ken Nickel Recreation Center in Beaumont, Alberta for Junior B Tier 1 action. It's the Beaumont Outlaws taking on the Calgary Chill. The Outlaws roll in at 3-10-1, looking to secure that final playoff spot in the north as the Warriors try to chase them down, while the Chill trying to finish first in the Central with an 8-4-1 record. And they come in on a hot streak. Your starting goaltenders for tonight's game: number 35, Reed McLeod in the Outlaws crease, and down in the other end, the Chill get their starter back, number 1, Dane Matson. I want to thank you for joining us here tonight on the channel, CROW LAX TV. Hit subscribe, you'll be notified every time a game goes live as we push towards the playoffs. We'll have plenty of action for you, and that's no different here tonight. As off the draw, the Chill will have opening possession. They come down into the offensive zone. Ball is held there, and cutting out in front of the crease were the Chill. Don't have that guy on my sheet, so can't tell you who that was. If you in the chat know who 20 is on the Chill, give me a shout, as the ball is going to turn over. But picked back up by the Outlaws. Brooks deep into Chill territory. It's going to swing it over to Grace. Grace quickly back over as that shot comes in and stopped by Matson, and then the loose ball is going to be picked up by the Chill as Groff tried to headman it. The ball goes down into the Outlaw zone where Sutherland mishandles it, but it's picked up by McKenna. McKenna speeds out into Chill territory, and he peels back. Now he gets it to Rossman. Rossman down to Mitchell, who has impressed me this year, the affiliate from Sherwood Park. Shot on a twister, misses the net. And the ball's picked back up by Lewis. He goes back over. Chill ball. Ball quickly up floor. Here's Sardison. He surveys the middle. He's going to hold. He gets a pick set. Sardison over the top and sails one high. Rebound opportunity, and Bateman gets turned away. Loose ball. Wallace up high. Plays catch with Bateman. Back to Wallace. He backs a defender in, and he scores. Wallace with a beautiful back end. It was almost like a post-up in basketball, and then went low on McLeod to give the Chill the early lead. Draws one back, and it's picked up by the Chill as they have had early success on the draws. Bateman one-on-one swim move. Spins back out as a second Outlaw defender came over, and he swings it to Bannister, who's very dangerous from the left side. That shot off the bar from Kenny gets picked back up by the Chill. Shukat to Kenny. Kenny swings it to Bateman. Bateman rips it, bounces it off the floor or off the ceiling, and it'll be Outlaws ball. As I said off the top, the Outlaws trying to secure that final playoff spot in the north, and the Chill trying to track down the Mavericks for first place in the Central. Long outside shot taken by Lewis. Rebound opportunity, and Brooks tried to fit it through Matson. He said no, and the Chill come back the other way. I have two 21s, and both are Penoyers. I imagine 20's got to be Damon Penoyer. That has to be a mistake on the sheet. And we're going to see the ball swing over to Wallace. Now back over to the left side, and shot taken by Dumoulin. Stopped by McLeod, who's had himself a strong season for the Outlaws. Rossman will take it. Rossman walks around Bannister and gets it up floor. Here's Mitchell, rolls one at the net, and the Chill are going to pick it up and go. as they have numbers here, but didn't get the pass up the floor. Ball in the stick of Sardison. Early going here, 16:30 to go, first period. Chill up by a score of 1-0. Bateman, Sardison winds and fires on the step down and turned away by McLeod. McLeod up floor. He's going to bounce it to Grace. Grace almost runs it down, bounces into Madsen, where Grace is going to chase it. He's helped by his teammates, Lewis, but Lewis unable to grab it. Now Mitchell knocks it down before it goes back over. And he'll jog back into the zone. As a step back shot from Dugan. And here come the Chill. Turnover though, Mitchell knocked it down. The Chill avoid the 8-second count and get it up over mid-floor. Here's Cash Bannister, whose brother coaches the Junior A Raiders, of course, who got a win today earlier against the Miners, 9-3. Bannister rips it. Stopped by McLeod. And his pass got knocked down by the Chill. And that's going to be 8 seconds. And the Chill will take over. Chill had numbers momentarily. The Outlaws get out the back gate. So the Chill will set up 5-on-5 here. Bannister skipping out of the far corner. Up high. Bannister winds and fires in a high-to-high shot. Stopped by McLeod. And now in transition goes McKenna. He'll pull out. And he gets it to Rossman. The South Edmonton Warrior product. Growing up. Swings it over to Porter. Another South Edmonton Warrior product. Has his shot soaked. And it goes into the corner where it's going to be batted back out to near center, where Rossman throws it away with the shot clock winding down. Holt didn't pick it up, but didn't have to with the 30 expiring. And he gets it to Dumoulin. Dumoulin, a dangerous lefty as well. He and Bannister do a lot of damage from the left side. As there's some yelling from the Chill bench, telling someone to shut up. Not quite sure who. Sardison picks the loose ball up. And that's wailed wide, and it'll go back over the Outlaw possession. Outlaws so far doing what they've done all season, hanging around and being a thorn in their opponent's side. And they have not, you have to give the Outlaws a lot of credit this year. They have not been anyone's little brother. They've fought every game, and despite losing a lot of players this year, they've been competitive all season long as the Chill come back up floor. Here's Kohut. He stops up, and he gets it to Bateman. Bateman's quickly over to Bannister. Bannister winds and fires and misses the far side. Loose ball. Bateman tried to stuff that in and couldn't quite reach around McLeod. Good loose ball there by Bannister. Some shifty moves to get out of there, and then he got the ball up high to Kohut, but he missed the target. Now Lewis is going to run this down, and they're not going to blow that in. He'll have to start in the corner. And there's the reset. Felix Rossman up high to Carter Grace. Grace, the leading scorer for this Outlaws team. All the way in. Tried to go through two Chill defenders. And then Penoyer is knocked down near center. Forgeron picks up the loose ball, and he gets it back to Penoyer. And the ball swings back over to the left side. Now up high, Penoyer. Shot taken by Bannister, who took a whack on the hand, and the Outlaws will transition out. Snyder tried to feed that up floor. It didn't work out, and the loose ball was grabbed quickly by the Chill. Here's Bateman. He's surrounded by a couple Outlaws, so he'll backpedal. He gets it back over to Bannister. Cash makes his way into the zone. Ball swings into Wallace's stick, now down to the dotted, where Bateman feeds Bannister backdoor, and McLeod turns him away. Big stop there from the goaltender. Good off-ball cut there from Cash. Unable to deposit it, but the Chill have the possession of the ball back. 11:30 to go here. First period, Chill continue to lead 1-0 here on CROW LAX TV. Ball swings down into the corner where Bannister steps back, and he tried to behind the back feed that didn't hit the target. And the Outlaws come back the other way. Here's Grace. Shots 9-5, 8-5 right now for the Chill, according to the scoreboard. As Grace makes his way into the zone. Seal there set by Porter. He doesn't use it, though. Tried to go underneath his defender. There wasn't anything there. And then Holt bulls his man down and gets the ball up floor. On a partial breakaway, but knocked by the net. We're the Chill, and then the ball turns back over into the stick of McLeod. Good hustle there by the Outlaws to cover back in reverse transition, something that has plagued them at times this year, especially in third periods. A good job by the guys in blue there. As Grace goes to Mitchell. Mitchell up around the dotted, loses it. Good defense there by the Chill. Loose ball, and it's going to be picked up by Hussey. Sardison quickly over to Penoyer. That shot comes in. They call moving for the Outlaw ball. Ball is brought up, and it's into the stick of Mitchell. Now over to Brooks. Brooks hits Porter. Waiting to feed, but he's stripped. And the Chill being aggressive defensively here. Caused a few turnovers. They get the ball over center, and reaching back to grab that one was DaCosta. Now into the middle, and back up high in the stick of Kohut. Kohut, Bannister. And that shot around the top goes in on McLeod. It looked like he thought he had that, but Dumoulin is able to fit that by his hand, his arm, his left arm, and it's 2-0. Deceptive release there from Dumoulin as he came across the top. Chill are able to extend out here by 2. Yeah, just seeing now that 20 is Alexander Zarski. I completely forgot about that move down from the Raiders. So thanks for pointing that out in the chat. That is Zarski. And obviously that's a big get for the Chill. And that shot's taken Wallace. And then the rebound is picked up by Sardison, who puts it past McLeod, and the Chill have extended to a 3-goal lead. Now the draw takes place, and Kohut grabs the ball. Zarski makes his way into the zone, and he gets the ball over to the right side. Kohut pops up and then went underneath his man to the net, and McLeod shut the door. As Bice loses it, here's Bannister in, and he scores. Cash Bannister tucks it in short side on McLeod, and the Chill have their largest lead of the game. It's now 4. Tough turnover there by the Outlaws. And you can't afford to give guys with hands like that opportunities right on the doorstep, and Bannister makes them pay. Draw is won by the Outlaws this time, as Richardson is going to be doubled here. Surrounded on the far boards, and good work there by the Chill. Wallace. Now into the stick of Bateman. Dumoulin across the top, and a sub shot. Sidearm release is handled by McLeod. And that suicide pass is easily taken away by the Chill, but then Wallace didn't bring in the pass, and it'll bounce back into the stick of McLeod. 7:40 to go here, first period. Chill 4, Outlaws nothing here from Ken Nickel Arena. And now McKenna is heavily pressured through center. He gets it over, though. Now Grace off the bench. Grace to the net, and he got hit as he tried to shoot that. Grace tackled into the crease, and that'll be an easy interference call as we hit our first media timeout of the game. Want to remind you about the Battle of the Border taking place in Missoula, Montana. Go tour the beautiful Montana campus and check out the North versus South box lacrosse tournament taking place in Missoula, Montana this September. So we'll start back up in the corner with the Outlaws in possession. Here's Dugan to Grace. That shot is turned away, or I think, yeah, they do say it was stopped. Didn't miss the net. Now McLeod is going to grab the loose ball. Ball in and out of the stick of Mitchell, who floats it up high for Lewis. The U17 affiliate gets to the half wall where Grace sits. Into the middle, and Porter couldn't bring it in. Now Dugan on the loose ball. Had Lewis cutting, the ball was in behind him. And here go the Chill. Potipko to DaCosta. And he wiggles around and threw that a little bit away from Bannister. He collects it before it goes back over. And here's Wallace winding and firing and missing the far side. Snyder gonna go pick up the loose ball and run it out. Snyder has a man off the bench. It's Brooks, and good stop there by Matson. Here's Zarski into the zone. Zarski with a step back, and he pumps that past McLeod to make it 5-0. Gotta thank our excellent camera lady, Gabby, for zooming in on some of these goal celebrations. Makes a big difference. Thanks for that. And we sit here 5-0 with 5:54 to go in the first period. Ball is going to be won back and into the stick of the Chill. Here is Bateman, met there by a couple of Outlaws. He one-hands it back. And now to the net. They're going to say Groff was in the crease. Good call there, I would imagine. He looked like he was. And Richardson hands it off to Gaudreau up the floor. Here's Porter. Swings it. Mitchell, low shot on the sidearm. Stopped by Madsen, Grace, loose ball. He's pushed in behind the net. Gets it to Mitchell, who looks. Mitchell across the top. And another low-to-low sidearm release. Gets stopped by Madsen. Once again, here's Zarski rumbling down the floor. Zarski to the net. Stopped there by McLeod. Good save by the netminder. And loose ball there by the gritty Sartison. Here's Wallace. Bulls his man to the net. And a loose ball rebound opportunity was there for the Chill, and turned away was DaCosta. Now Lewis will possess. Flips it to Dugan. Pick set there by Rossman. That shot comes in and looks like it almost hit the ceiling, but not quite, and they'll get nabbed for the over and back. And then Kenny's gonna pick up the loose ball and get stopped on the far side as he kind of drifted to the wrong side of the floor. Kenny up to Bannister. 4 minutes to go first period. Bannister BTB, and it almost squeezes through McLeod. Ball is picked back up by the Chill, and the rebound opportunity is gonna go home for the Chill, and that is Goat making good of his chance there to make it 6-0. Chill once again with possession off the face-off. And Wallace down to Bateman. He comes up with it, and he swings it into the stick of Sartison. Sartison, heavy check there from Gaudreau. He managed to get the ball over to Bateman. Now back to Sartison. Out of the far corner comes Dumoulin with that shot. And Gaudreau comes back up floor. Lead feed, and Porter was breaking in there. And now the Chill are gonna try and keep this loose here with the shot clock at 10. Gets pushed back over center. Must have been by the Chill because they don't call over and back. And the loose ball is gonna go into the corner, and that's gonna be a 30-second shot clock violation on the Outlaws. Now into the stick of Kohut. Kohut, backdoor feed, and Bateman was there, missed the net though. Bannister, loose ball. Inside look, and that's gonna be waved off. Shukat storming in. Has that taken away for the crease violation. Here's Bice. Mitchell. Tried to get it to Lewis, who runs in deep into the corner. He's pushed down by Holt. Loose ball, pick up there. Brooks to Bice, and Bice scores. Nolan Bice, a very unlikely scoring candidate. Doesn't play a lot of offense either. Is able to put one home, and it's 6-1. Loose ball is going to momentarily be picked up by Sutherland, who lost his balance and went down awkwardly. Looks like he's all right. But now to the net is Kohut. He gets knocked down, and the ball goes loose. Picked up by Gaudreau, who throws it away into the stick of sorry, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. As the Chill have possession. Here's Wallace, step down shot, turned away by McLeod. might be Beaujolais, as Zarski rips that on McLeod. Good stop there by the goaltender. Now up floor, Porter's got a breakaway. Jesse Porter in, and he missed the net. Ball pops up where it's gathered by the Chill. As we go underneath the final minute of play here in the first period. Bateman looking, feeding, and he's hitting Dumoulin. Dumoulin underneath his man. Dumoulin to the net, and loose ball gathered back up by the Chill. Bannister with an outside take, and that goes wide. And with 37 seconds left in the period, it'll be Outlaws ball. Couple of Outlaws left alone in front of the net. Chill falling asleep there, but Matson cleans up the mess, and the Chill turn it back the other way. Delayed call coming up against the Outlaws. As Kenny goes in and walks around his defender to make it 7-1. I gotta say, I really like the Chill shorts. The color of those looks sharp. The baby blue, almost like a powder blue, looks nice. This is a good jersey game overall, actually. As the Chill come back down in possession, but they turn it over. And Cook is gonna work his way through traffic. Potential double here on Cook. All the way around the net. That's going to do it for the first period of play, as Grace looks like he stepped funny. And that does not look good as he hobbles off the floor. Obviously Cody Porter already did something to his knee, and if you lose Grace, be devastating. But after one, it will be the Calgary Chill 7, the Beaumont Outlaws 1. I want to thank you for joining us here on the channel. Hit subscribe and you'll be notified every time a game goes live. 7-1 Chill after the first period of play. We'll be back with you in just under 10 minutes time. And welcome back inside Ken Nickel Recreation Center for second period action. It's the Chill leading the Outlaws by a score of 7-1. The shots after the opening frame, 28-11 in favor of the Chill. Quickly into the offensive zone are the Chill. Wallace swings it over to Kohut. Kohut up over to Zarski. And Dumoulin bounces one wide, and then the rebound is picked up by Kohut. Now a cutter, and it's Wallace to the net. And the big man converts to make it 8-1. As the Chill fans are enjoying that. So Sutherland and Beaujolais, I think it's Beaujolais. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but I believe Beaujolais sounds right. As the ball is won back by Beaujolais, and it's batted up in the air. And now it's picked up by the Chill. Groff is going to get it to DaCosta. Pick set there, and the ball moved, and now back over to Sardison. Bannister off the half wall. Bannister tried to peg the short side, low corner. Missed, and it'll be Outlaw possession. Here's McKenna. Waiting to dish off. He does get it to Grace. He looks like he's all right after that scary incident at the end of the period. And then Grace with a crease dive. Matson shuts the door. Grace did go down on a non-contact situation where his knee looked like it buckled, but he looks like he's all right. And it's going to be picked up by the Outlaws. Bice, who has the goal for the home side, comes over center. Bice is going to set a pick for Rossman. Rossman pressed up, takes a running shot, misses the net, and they'll go out of play. It'll be Chill possession. Sardison up high with it. Now fed into the middle. Sardison gets it back, and as he slipped inside, and McLeod able to get a piece of it. Good loose ball on the box out by Lewis. The Outlaws will transition. Sutherland up floor. Gets it to Grace. As the Outlaws come off the bench, Grace hops out. Swim move between two Chill players. Grace to the middle, and he floated that up over top of the net. Not sure how he got through that double team from the Chill, but able to get an opportunity out of it. Just missing a little high. Here's DaCosta. Swings it into the stick of Bannister. Bannister to DaCosta. Turned away by McLeod with the stick save. Now McLeod up floor. Tries to hit an Outlaw, but the ball bounces past him. Now the ball pops up to Mitchell, and the ball hits something. I don't think it ever made it to the net. Here's Bateman. Bateman with a runner, and he shoots that low on McLeod. It looked like it maybe just went underneath his glove to the far side, and it's 9-1. So I've talked a lot about it on the podcast. This Chill offense, when it wants to go, it can go. It has a high ceiling. A lot of guys that can contribute, and also a couple of stars in Bannister and Wallace. And they're sharing the ball here, doing a good job of getting open off the ball, and it's paid dividends as McLeod comes out and Couturier goes into the cage. Here's Lewis. In transition, Lewis almost has that roll in for him. Stays out. And now wide open off the bench, Sardison, and Couturier, a tough shot to face. Right off the bench, makes the stop. Back up floor is McKenna, and Madsen with the big save. Here's Groff for the Chill. Gets it to Bateman, just scored the goal for the visitors. Here's Bateman, swings it, Bannister. As the Chill backdoor look. And Bannister turned away. Chill fans wanted a call there. Didn't get it. And Grace jogs into the offensive zone. Grace, swim. Chased out, and he gets it to Mitchell. Mitchell, pump fake. Down low, Dugan. Looking to the middle, he's going to shoot it, and it goes off of a Chill stick and out of play. So the ball will stay with the Outlaws. 15-15 to go, second period. Grace with the step-back shot. And that got soaked by the Chill. Mitchell over to Grace, who hops up top and floats one into Madsen. Loose ball, and the Chill have another fast break opportunity. Good hustle there by Booth to get back. And Sardison off the bench collects it, gets it up to Bateman. Here's Bannister out the front gate. Bannister, backdoor look, quick stick to Wallace. And they say Wallace stepped inside the crease, so it'll be outlaw ball. Snyder does a good job to step around Bateman there. And here's Porter. Dangerous pass there. Ball pops off the boards. And it's picked up by the Chill. Forgeron stripped. Picks it back up, though. And he gets it into the stick of DaCosta. DaCosta gets the seal and shoots that, and almost rolled through the feet of Couturier. Loose ball grabbed by the Chill. A high hit there. No call. That should have been one. Step back shot. Loose ball, Sardison, and that's stopped again by Couturier. Now an Outlaw misses the ball, and the ball rolls all the way down the floor, and McKenna will go and gather it up. Here's Carter Grace. Hopping into the zone. Grace underneath his man. Grace turned away. Rebound, Bison. He missed the net. Loose ball. Where Zarski is going to bat it in behind the net and then get it back. 13 minutes to go, second period here from Ken Nicola Recreation Center. The Chill up big here, 9-1. Here's Kohut. He flips it over to Wallace. Pick set there, Wallace, in tight Wallace, fakes and finishes it. And the Chill have a complete 10 here. So 12:49 to go in the second period. The Chill have a 10-1 lead. Shots reading 36-16 for the visitors. Now off the draw, Gaudreau is going to come up floor, but he's knocked back and loses the ball. Gaudreau into the corner heavily, and he's the one who goes down off of the collision. Now Lewis tried to feed Gaudreau in front of the net. He's knocked down, and then Snyder picks up the loose ball. Grace, heavy pick there. Lewis around it, and he rips it into the top corner. The youngster is able to power it past Matson there to make it 10-2. So the Outlaws get their first in quite a while, over a period of time, I believe, and they narrow the lead to 8. Zarski, swim move, Zarski, and he's turned away by Couturier. Zarski, very versatile type player. He's really helped the Chill in transition since coming down from A. And he obviously can score in 5-on-5 sets as well. And Grace is going to grab this swing pass. Pick set by Porter. Grace to the net. Stopped by Matson. Loose ball, Mitchell. That shot goes wide. Might have hit something on the way. And Holt flips the ball up floor where Kohut tried to run it down, but it was way too far. The Outlaws will come back up. Here's Porter. Working with Brooks on the left side. Now flipping it to the net was Lewis. Couldn't hit Rossman. And the Chill will navigate back up floor. Beaujolais. Through that low. He's going to have to pick it back up and now get it to Bannister. The way he runs and everything, like his mechanics, are a lot like, even wears the same number. Bannister as Tommy Gallagher on the Junior A minors. There's some similarities there. He's just a lot slighter build. As that twister goes 5-hole on Couturier, and it's 11-2. So the two co-winners of Beast of the Week this past week are going off here, contributing to this big lead for the Chill, Bannister and Wallace. And it's a 9-goal lead. Good loose ball here by the Chill. They bring it into the zone. Ball on the right side. Spin move, Dumoulin, and he's stopped on the far side by Couturier, who's made some pretty good saves since coming in for McLeod. Chill now have 40 shots halfway through the game. And anybody at home that knows anything about this sport, that's a lot. That means you're on pace for 80. Typically, you're going to land somewhere in the 50s on a good night. Like 80 shots is ridiculous. As that loose one, oh, and Grace takes a Chill player heavily into the boards as Bateman grabs him. Didn't quite see who that was. That was a heavy collision. And Grace isn't that type of player. Like I definitely don't think there was any intention there, but it was ugly. And especially with the score the way it is, it has the potential to blow up. So we'll see what, I mean, I think it has to be at least 5 minutes for boarding. Maybe a game. As the two officials discuss, and the players are waiting what they're about to tell them here. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. CROW LAX TV, hit subscribe. You'll be notified every time a game goes live. It's either going to be 5 for boarding or 5 in a game, and it is as the refs pump into each other here, right? And so it looks like it's just 5 for boarding. I don't think they're kicking him out. And so the chill power play will set up. Ball around the perimeter, seal set for Bannister. No look pass, and that quick stick goes wide. As we'll get our second media timeout of the game halfway through the second period. I want to thank you for joining us here on CROW LAX TV, and want to remind you about Battle of the Border. Battle of the Border will take place in Missoula, Montana this September. Check out the North versus South box lacrosse game and tour the beautiful campus that's happening in Missoula, Montana this September. Go check it out. So we'll start play back up here with Mitchell grabbing the ball from the ref. And the Outlaws having to kill about 4:45 of the penalty remaining. Here's Mitchell hopping into the chill zone. Swings it into the stick of Lewis. Lewis to the net, double comes. Holt pushes him away. And now Porter and Lewis double Zarski. He rolls the ball to Holt, and then he bats the ball up the floor, but unable to bring it in was Patipko. Gaudreau threw it to Porter, who dropped it, and now Holt up floor. And this time it was a good catch by Forgeron. Simon Forgeron gets it to Bannister. Plenty of time left in this power play, just under 4 minutes. Dumoulin down low, gets it back, and quickly over to Wallace, now through Bannister. Wallace into the middle, seals for Sardison, and good stop there on the short side by McLeod, who's now back in the net. And now here's a breakaway opportunity for McKenna in, and he scores. So a couple of guys getting on the score sheet here tonight that you would not expect in Bice and McKenna. And the Outlaws get a short-handed goal here to make it 11-3. pulled back, and the Chill have another face-off win. Back out come Wallace and Bannister. Dumoulin, and also a very dangerous shooter on the left side. Bannister steps in, and that, I don't know if that hit something, but it got to McLeod really slowly. And that pass up floor is knocked down by the Chill. Won't be over and back because it was knocked back by the Chill player. Mitchell to the dotted. Gaudreau flipped it to Bice, and he might have hit bar there. Now Wallace has Zarski for a breakaway if he wants it. Zarski turned away. Good stop there by McLeod. Now the Outlaws, instead of picking it up, tried to bat it, and that'll be another possession here for the Chill. Now 2.5 to go on the Major. The Outlaws actually scoring the Chill since that took place, 1-0. Wallace up to Bannister, fakes. Behind the back, too high for Sardison. He goes and collects it. Dumoulin, Bannister back down. Cutter, Wallace one-handed, and good dexterity there shown from the big man, and good stop by McLeod. Now Snyder gets knocked down. That'll be interference. And now we're gonna get a delay of game call against the Chill. Yeah, it looks like Wallace will be going to the box. So that'll wipe out the rest of the Major. And the teams will go to 4-on-4. Rossman. Now Mitchell. Porter over on the left side with Lewis. Porter underneath, and didn't have much of an angle there. Matson cuts it off easily. And now a strip. Porter all over it. Picked up by Groff. And Groff is going to come back down into Outlaw territory. Groff, spin move to the net, and got a great spot to shoot from. Just missed, and the Outlaws' possession will take place here. Off of that. 11-3, 6 minutes to go here. Second period from Ken Nickel Recreation Center. That shot is taken a little early in the shot clock from distance. And here comes Kohut. Kohut swings it to Zarski. Zarski across the top, looking to the middle of the floor. He now gets it down to DaCosta, and then he bounces one on McLeod, and just fighting that off was the goaltender. And McLeod gets it up to Booth. Booth hands it to Mitchell. Now Brooks off the bench. Gage Brooks spins. Pick set there for him. Rolled. Porter to the net, and he got pushed back as he was shooting, and off balance, missed the cage. Now that shot from well out is rolled in on Matson. Easy save for him. Back come the Chill. Kohut. And drag move to the net, and just getting a piece of that was McLeod. Looks like the reset has done him well as he's made some nice saves since coming back. Kohut again underneath. Now he feeds it, and Shukat scores to make it 12-3. Nice two-man game there from the Chill. Gaudreau picks up the loose ball, and this kid can run. Gaudreau to the net, and he's stopped by Madsen. Gaudreau is a workhorse, as you saw there. Now back the other way, the Chill with an opportunity. Groff, and he's stopped by McLeod. Shots now 49-24 for the Chill with 4 minutes to go here in the second period. Brooks around a check. Brooks just couldn't squeeze his way through Chill traffic. Now a delayed call is coming up for cross-checking. So the Chill goes shorthanded here, and it'll be Outlaws power play. Two-minute cross-checking penalty. Ball around the perimeter here. Gray steps into one. And lobbed up the floor for Zarski. Can he run it down? He will, but it's going to be too far into the zone, so he won't get a shot off, but he'll grab the loose ball and hold on to it. Chill obviously on the kill here. Ball moves around now in the stick of Kohat. Chill in no rush here. They're probably just going to let the 30 expire. And that's what they're going to do. And Grace is going to go back the other way. Shot clock was at 1 when that turnover happened. Grace. Now Porter. Seal set there. And good change of angle on the release from Mitchell, but just didn't get his stick up quick enough, and the shot was soaked. He had Madsen dropping down on the sidearm release. He came back up over top, but the active Chill stick got in the way. Porter, Grace, back to Porter, now back to Grace. Grace rips it up high on Madsen. Same top corner that Lewis hit earlier, Grace does as well, and it's 12-4 on the power play marker. Chill won the draw, but they won it right to the Outlaws. And Gaudreau to Booth. Booth doesn't bring it in. And now the Chill are going to try and transition up with 2:14 to go here in the second period. I want to thank you for joining us here on the channel. Hit subscribe. You'll be notified every time a game goes live. Get our subscriptions up and get this channel pumping so everybody can enjoy free lacrosse. Now in tight, Shukat. Some great ball movement there as the ball worked around the perimeter, and then he found himself on the doorstep. McLeod with another big save there. Bannister, two-man game with Sardison, who got double teamed on the flip back. And here's Bannister down to... And what a pass from Sardison, who had Wallace camped out on the crease wide open. And the Chill have another here. Now on the draw. It's going to be knocked back over center. And he's going to fight for it. The two teams will. And now the ball rolls deep into the Outlaw zone. It's picked up by McKenna, who has one in this game. I think that's probably his first of the year. I haven't checked, but I believe that I would imagine it is. Grace. Into the middle, and Brooks couldn't handle it. Now rebound attempt. Mitchell. That ball popped in behind Madsen. Stayed out. Now loose ball is picked up by the Outlaws. They'll say loose ball interference, and the Outlaws are going to remain in possession. Here's Grace. Steps up over top, and he winds and fires a bullet into that same top corner on Madsen. And that's 3 in a row that have beat him in that spot. It's 13-5. Booth and Beaujolais tie up, loose ball. And now here's Gaudreau in. And he scores! Jacob Gaudreau, who's good for, I would say, 2 breakaways a game, converts on that one. And all of a sudden, it's 13-6. I hope you took the over here tonight. Loose ball picked up by Kohut. He's hacked there by Richardson. And that's going to be a penalty. They just aimless hacks. Made it easy for the ref. Taking one hand off his stick too. And now the ball is worked over to Bannister. Bannister in front. Zarski had all day, and McLeod jumped over to make the save. And they're going to blow this dead with the Outlaws picking up the ball, and it'll be a slash. The chill power play will hit the floor. As they blow it in, and the Chill weren't even up there to get the ball. So there's only 2 seconds left as Bannister mishandles it, and that's going to do it for the period. As the Chill are going to take in a 13-6 lead to the room. Thanks so much for being with us here tonight on CROW LAX TV. Just hit that subscribe button, and you'll be notified every time a game goes live. After 2, it's the Chill 13, the Outlaws 6. We'll be right back with you in just under 10 minutes. And welcome back inside the Ken Nickel Recreation Complex for third period action between the Calgary Chill and the Beaumont Outlaws. The score after 2 periods of play, the Chill 13, the Outlaws 6 shots on goal, 52-30 in favor of the Chill. As we wait for them to put up the time on the clock. I want to thank you for being with us here tonight. With plenty of action going on around the channel. The senior game tonight over in Fort Saskatchewan. Aiden with the call there. And we should be set here finally. We get 20 minutes up on the clock. Ball one back and in possession of the Chill. Kohut is going to make his way deeper into the Outlaw zone here as Wallace takes over. Chill on the power play as they finish the second with one, and they've got most of it left here. Bannister, Dumoulin gets it over to Wallace. Bannister behind the back. Sardison feed across the crease. Stopped was Bateman there. And now the ball comes back down the floor. Gaudreau will go and collect it. He comes out of the corner with it. And here come the Outlaws. Short-handed Mitchell, surrounded by a couple of Chill players. He flips it back up high where Grace grabs it. Grace hits Mitchell. And he's going to be pinned, and that'll be a 30-second shot clock violation. Chill ball with 45 seconds remaining in the power play. Chill back down and setting up their power. DaCosta getting the look up top on this power play. Wallace skips it. Bannister. DaCosta into the middle. Tried to feed Shukat back door. Went off of an Outlaw. It's going to be Chill ball, but the Outlaws don't like that. I thought it hit an Outlaw, but maybe not. They don't like the call, so it's very possible. It looked like it hit an Outlaw. That's what the officials called. We'll go with that. Here's DaCosta. Shukat gets it back up to Wallace. Seal set by DaCosta, and the shot comes in. Turned away by McLeod, who started this game and then came out. Was replaced by Couturier momentarily. He made some nice saves, and then McLeod has come back in and done a pretty good job since coming back. No 8-second count there as Cook gets it to Gaudreau. Gaudreau holds on to it to the net. Jacob Gaudreau on a severe angle throws it past the net, and it'll be Chill ball. 17:30 to go here in the final frame. Here is Dumoulin. Seal set there. Zarski, no shot available. Zarski to the net now. Shrugged off there by McLeod. Loose ball. Dumoulin taking some hacks from Richardson. Swings it to Wallace. He backs down and into the dotted, overpowering a couple of defenders. And he scores there on the short side. You see the power there of Cam Wallace. On full display, and the Chill go up 8. Here's DaCosta. Loose ball off the draw, and he gets it safely into the opponent's end. Zarski into the middle, and Zarski bounces it past McLeod to make it 15-6. Lewis picks up the loose ball, and he sprint into the zone deep around the net. Brooks chased out, tried to flip it inside, but surrounded was Porter. And the Chill transition this ball as Porter taking a couple whacks. Now in the middle, and Bateman all alone, and he deposits it past McLeod. And I feel like I jinxed McLeod, saying that he had made quite a few stops since coming back in, but now a run of goals has this lead back out to 10. And I saw a little shake of the head from head coach Brett Barron at the end of the second. I don't think he was happy with how his team finished that period. And they've come out better in the third. Because they did get pretty sloppy near the end of that period. They had that power play, that 5-minute power play they didn't do much with, got scored on shorthanded, and we're sleepwalking a little bit, and they've come out much better here in the third period. Now down low, that is Zarski on the back end of his defender. Now Zarski, quick stick, turned away by McLeod. And now some Chill fans unhappy in the stands here. And the Outlaws are going to get a penalty. So the Chill are going to go back to the power play as we are going to have McLeod get some medical attention here. He's down in the crease. I don't know if it's an equipment thing or if his leg is, it looks like his leg is bothering him. So hopefully everything's all right there. But in the meantime, the Chill are going to go to the power play with 15:35 to go in the third and already up big. As McLeod is going to have to be carried off here by a couple of his teammates. So I do think that's a lower body injury. We hope he's all right as Couturier makes his way back into the net. So Chill power play here, Bannister up top. Bannister winds and fires, and that hit the bar. Stays out though. And the loose ball is grabbed by Sartison. No look pass, and Bateman was on the doorstep of the crease. Couldn't convert though. Bannister now with it. Up top, behind the back feed, and Sartison with the quick stick. Stopped by Couturier. Feed up to Grace. Gaudreau gets it to Mitchell as the Outlaws change. Now fed in front, Lewis, and somehow Lewis from a severe angle throws it around Madsen. He was almost in the corner there, and he fit the ball in just inside the post to make it 16-7. A face-off violation. It's going to be called on the Outlaws. Be Chill ball here. Here's Wallace. Still 50 seconds remaining on the power play. That's another shorthanded goal, by the way, for the Outlaws. It's 2 on the night. That's picked up by Shukat. Wallace throws one in on Couturier. He'll outlet. And now Bice double teamed. Loose ball, Beaujolais grabs it, loses it, and now Groff is going to pick it up. Transversing into the offensive zone, he hands off to Bannister. Bannister behind the back feed, and Dumoulin with that shot. Turned away by Couturier. Bannister up top. Again, feeds it to Dumoulin. Now Bateman was over there, but they call moving pick. Outlaw possession. 13:24 to go here, third period. Outlaws trailing the Chill 16-7. Goudreau over to Grace. Hit there, and then he tried to flick one on net. And loose ball, Mitchell. Stopped by Madsen. And now Zarski has it. He's got numbers up the floor. Forgeron dropped the ball, though. It was a 2-on-0. Now Forgeron bumps Porter, and the ball is picked up by the Outlaws. Trip. And no call. Here is Zarski to Bannister. Bannister got it over to the left, or to the right side. Bateman back to Zarski. Zarski, low shot as he gets smoked and went heavily down to the floor. As Snyder gets dragged down. And Beaujolais is going to run out 2-on-1 here. Beaujolais gets stopped by Couturier. That high pass is going to go off of Lewis's stick and into the mesh, so it'll be Chill possession. Here's Sardison. Up high, Bannister creeps in, winds and fires, goes wide, although, yeah, it must have hit the goalie, so they get a reset. Now that goes wide, and the ball comes back over center, and it's going to be McKenna picking it up, and he's got himself a breakaway. McKenna, and doing enough there was Madsen. McKenna looking for his second of the game. There's another delayed call coming up against the Outlaws. Here's Wallace. Threw that in between two Chill players, and then Sutherland threw his man down. And I think it'll be him going to the box for the initial slash. So the Outlaws go shorthanded once again here. That shot soaked. Loose ball picked up by Snyder, but it's turned back over. Bateman is going to pick it up. Bannister fakes, and he swings it down to Wallace on the skip feed. Now skipped across the box, back up to Bannister. Wallace rebound attempt. Stopped by Couturier. Bannister tried to fire that one down to Wallace, and then Bateman with a shot right into the midsection of Couturier. Chill with 67 shots here with 10 minutes to play. Here's Bannister. Setting back up. Chill in no rush here. They go around the horn here. Down low, back up to Dumoulin. As Bannister winds and fires. Stopped by Couturier, and then Snyder loses the ball. And the Chill will have 30 seconds to work with on the power play here. Bannister, quick stick feed behind the back to Sardison. Good stop there by Couturier. Another quick stick, and Wallace somehow fit that in. Maybe had like 2 balls worth of room there and just tucked it in past Couturier to make it 17-7. And now I just was receiving a text. I did not see what happened there, but the Chill bench is irate. Something happened on the draw, and now we've got a scuffle in the far corner. As now Booth and Holt are gonna, well, I thought we were gonna get a fight there, but apparently not. Holt looked like he was ready to go, and Booth backed out, and then he was throwing punches at guys before he walked off the floor. I don't know if I've ever really seen that before. Kind of a strange sequence there. The Chill were already unhappy with something that happened on the face-off that I didn't quite see. And then a scuffle ensued in the far corner. We'll see what the referees decide to do here. As you get a close-up look at the jail cell there, it looks like a jail cell through this railing here in Ken Nickel Arena. It's a weird sequence. I don't know what else to say. Referees having a continued discussion here. Still in the same stance talking. This feels like a long time here. Looks like maybe now they have some type of decision. As they talk to the players here. I want to thank you for joining us here on CROW LAX TV. Hit subscribe to be notified every time a game goes live. Here with you all regular season long through the playoffs and into the Larry Bishop, where a provincial and Alberta champion will be crowned and sent off to the Founders this year, taking place in Calgary. As they administer the penalties here, I think he's giving Booth 5. As they kick out McKenna. Big delay here. Looks like an Outlaw will come in to serve. Booth already in there, as you can see, top of his head as he leans forward, but you can see Carter Grace going, like, let's go here. Hey, when you're losing that by 10 goals especially, you don't want to be standing in an arena like this. It looks like we're close to getting back underway. Out of town scoreboard. Early this morning, it was the Red Deer Rampage with a big win over the Manitoba Blizzard, Winnipeg Blizzard, I should say. As the Rampage win that game 13-6 and keep their faint playoff hopes alive. The CROW with a big win on the road in Calgary this afternoon, 11-10 over the Mountaineers, coming back in the third, down 9-7, winning the game 11-10. And there's been other action today. We'll get you those scores if we get a chance here later. I don't know what's going on here, folks. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Looking at some of the numbers, a really good number of views, good number of concurrent viewers, and we really appreciate it. Keep it dialed here as we'll have full league coverage going through and into the Larry Bishop. Dang. I just got a replay of what took place on that draw. And there was a slash there. That's why the Chill bench was incensed as the Chill player was on the ground. That's what they were so upset about. And you don't like to see that as Bannister rips it into the top corner. Also, yes, Charlie, you got to check out the lacrosse classified podcast. Of course, Jake Elliott does a great job with that. You can check that out weekly, and of course, tune into the Junior Beast every week as well, as we discuss everything that's going down in the Alberta Junior B lacrosse world. And off the draw, the Chill are gonna possess the ball here. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I can't stress that enough. And get that chat bumping, man. Like, I'll respond. Go talk and let me know what your thoughts are in there. Ask me questions. I'll answer them as best I can here through the games. It gives us more to talk about, and I like to see people engaged as that ball comes back over and into the stick of Wallace. Here's Bannister behind the back down into the crease, and that's Dumoulin, and he reaches around Couturier to deliver the Chill another goal. I might be behind on the score here on our clock too. Might be 19-7. We'll go with that. 19-7 now. 73 shots. Like I said earlier, they were on pace for 80. They might even exceed that here. Again, we're having a long conversation here. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know why Sutherland's having an extensive conversation before this draw. Like, let's just go here. As the ball is going to be pulled towards the Outlaw bench, and then it's going to be picked up by Groff. Groff, run at there by Sutherland. Now Wallace creeps in. 4-on-4 here. Sardison winds and fires. Stop by Couturier. 7:30 to go. 19-7, the Chill lead here from Ken Nickel Recreation Center. Ball in behind the net, and the Chill are going to grab it. I just don't get those long conversations, especially when you're down like this. Like, your teammates and your bench don't want to be standing around, you know, in this type of game especially. You don't want these games to linger, and now there's another penalty coming up. This time it's going to be the Chill going to the box. So the Outlaws will go to the power play at 4-on-3 variety. And we'll start play back up here. Penalty to Coat for interference. Mitchell tried to defeat a wide open Dugan, but he put it into the ground. Dugan, loose ball. Steps it back and shoots it. Loose ball brought up by the Chill, and Kenny's going to run. He has a lane to the net if he wants it, but gets cut off at the last second by Gaudreau, and then he steps back and shoots. And Couturier Stands tall. As that ball is nicely grabbed by Grace as the pass came in high. Grace backpedals and now he stops up. Carter Grace works his man. Now Brooks swings it into the stick of Dugan, who shot that off the end wall. It almost bounced back off of Matson, but it stays out. Chill back down. Here's Bannister. Looking, feeding. Bateman back to Bannister. Ball's lost. Behind the back feed. Zarski goes and collects the loose ball. Zarski out of the corner from the pick from by Bannister. And then loose ball back out and stopped from Couturier. Or by Couturier, I should say. And now the Outlaws transition out. Cook deep into the zone. Now he hands it to Lewis. Who feeds it to Grace. Off the bench, Grace up high with a runner. And Zarski with the loose ball. Fed up. Beaujolais, and he throws that into the midsection of Couturier. Loose ball again grabbed by the Chill. And Bannister walks his way into the zone. And that shot from Dumoulin, short side, up high. It's 20-7. So folks, the Chill in their last 3 games have scored 17, 22, and now 20. So if you're counting at home, that's almost an average of 20 goals a game, which is ridiculous. If you're scoring 10 a game, you're usually winning. Like 20 a game is pretty insane here as the Chill get the possession right back. No, Charlie, it's Matson in net. He's back for the Chill. He's come back from his groin injury, I believe, as Bannister works the power play again, and that no-look shot. And it's fed up. Sutherland doesn't bring it in. Sutherland, loose ball now. One hands it over to Gaudreau. That's at his feet. He'll come back. I give that kid a lot of credit, Gaudreau. He's never see bad body language from him. He's always working super hard, no matter what the score is. And you win with guys like that. You need a lot of guys like that on your team, and he's a guy that is just a good example for a lot of the other players on your team, especially the younger guys. Now, we're waiting for this play to be blown in. There we go. Ball swings. Step back shot, and it's taken, and Snyder was going to transition out. Surrounded by Chill players. Snyder loses it, and she hits DaCosta high. As Chill wanted a call there, and now it's going to be wiped out on a crease violation. Now Dugan has trouble with this. Chill had a chance at it. Now the ball comes back. They call loose ball interference, and Chill will have a fresh 30. That shot taken. Loose ball and is deposited by Kenny. The Chill fans are going crazy here for a 21-7 goal. Banging a drum. I don't get that. Keeps us entertained here as the ball gets picked up. Now out in front. Crease dive there. And I look at the shot clock and it's 84-34 here for the Chill. Rossman to the net. That bounce shot misses. Now a jump shot from Grace. They're not drums, they're like empty barrels. As Holt. Empty buckets, maybe. As the Chill come back down. You see, these are the things you want to talk about and try to talk about when a game like this. Because it's not exactly scintillating out there right now as the ball is picked up by Couturier. They call back in. 1:20 to go here. The Chill up comfortably. That's putting it lightly. Is Bannister out in front, lost the ball. Loose ball is grabbed by the Chill again here. Bannister, shot soaked. Good job by the Outlaws D. And Grace is going to grab the ball as we go underneath a minute. Dugan swings it. That shot way wide. That'll be back over, and the Chill will regain possession. And I don't expect the Chill to take a shot here, but we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. No, they did shoot. Loose ball. And Goudreau is going to chase that out. And an aggressive play there by Goudreau, but the ball is saved at the last second. And it came all the way back down to the crease. And that looks like Forgeron. I believe Forgeron, yeah, Forgeron with the goal. Make 22-7. And as the ball bounces back down into the Outlaw zone, they're just going to run the last 5 seconds off this clock. And that's going to do it here from Ken Nicola Recreation, where the Calgary Chill are victorious. They win by a score of 22-7. They improve to 9-4-1. The Outlaws drop to 3-11-1 and are going to have to stave off the Warriors for that last playoff spot in the North. I want to thank my camera woman here, Gabby, for excellent work throughout the night. And I want to thank everybody for joining us here during this game. I hope you enjoyed it, even though it wasn't as maybe close as you would have hoped. We are going to have plenty of other action over the weekend and through the week. As we approach the playoffs, about 3 weeks away now, would be round 1. And both of these teams hope they're there. The Chill will be. And we'll see if the Outlaws can hold off the Warriors. Final score from Ken Nicola Arena. The Calgary Chill 22, the Beaumont Outlaws 7. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.